fans and frenemies, Nate Drakenator here with 10 fresh new LGBT headcanons for you to adopt and enjoy. My last video was very popular and I got so many lovely comments about people delighted by new headcanons and sharing their own, and I think it's time for a sequel. Also, before I begin, I want to note, last time some people wondered why I didn't include Jake, Tallstar, Ravenpaw, or Barley on my list, and the reason is simple. Those characters are canonically LGBT, so it's not my headcanon. Tallstar states in his Super Edition that he loved Jake, and both Vicky and Kate have stated that Ravenpaw and Barley are a couple. This list is for making fun stuff up. But luckily, with those few cats, it's already there and we don't have to. Without any further ado, 10 more LGBT warrior cats headcanons. Number 10. Gay Flametail. ShadowClan medicine cat apprentice and fan favorite Flametail, whose biggest narrative impact was dying. Is definitely gay. What proof do I have of this? Please observe this official Flametail art. I think that's all I need to say. Number 9. Trans Girl Squirrelflight. In Leafpool's Wish, Squirrelflight is told she is infertile and will be unable to bear children, and her only chance to be a mother is to take Leafpool's kids. Later on, this is revealed to have been a lie told by Yellowfang, and Squirrelflight ends up having a biological litter of 4. Now, personally, when I read Leafpool's Wish, I thought it was pretty obvious Yellowfang was lying. I also thought it was probably the only interesting part of Leafpool's Wish. Squirrelflight's unwillingness to lie for Leafpool seems out of character, honestly. I'd always assumed it was actually her idea. But the idea of Yellowfang lying, and this showing that StarClan cats aren't infallible, just gods, but flawed people in death as they are in life. However, a lot of people didn't realize that she was lying and were under the impression she was actually totally, really infertile. So I guess that just wasn't written as clearly as I felt it was. In any case, what if we just dump the spectacularly boring Leafpool's Wish entirely and make Squirrelflight a trans girl? She tells her clan that StarClan led her to a litter of kids because she asked them for them, and wanted to be a mother, and everyone accepts this because Squirrelflight would never lie about StarClan, right? It also tweaks her lying to Brambleclaw a bit, because personally I can accept her telling him that she found them, but not that Leafpool is the real mother. But I really can't buy her telling Brambleclaw that these are his biological children. And that seems way out of character for her, and unnecessary. And since her breakup with Brambleclaw at that point never really went anywhere, it wasn't a very good, they just got back together, and it didn't really result in anything interesting happening. I'm not really interested in retaining it. Lastly, now, Leafpool is the willing and happy surrogate mother for Alderheart and Sparkpelt, and carried them for Squirrel and Brambleclaw. I think this actually helps her narrative arc too, because now she's no longer ashamed of things like this, or afraid. To be honest, she is openly happy to help her sister have children with no lies or secrets, and everyone else accepts this as well, because it's a stupid rule. Number 8. Bisexual Clovertail. I really enjoyed a lot of characters in Firestar's quest, and I really like SkyClan, even if it doesn't make much sense. One of the characters I liked was Clovertail, a single mother who loves her kids, and is very nervous about clan life. She becomes very close with Petalnose, an abused former kitty pet who joined SkyClan with her mate Rainfur, who was killed by the rats saving Firestar. Petalnose is devastated by his death, and understandably so, but both of them are young mothers and raise their kits together. And I like to imagine them relying on each other during this harsh time, and a slow budding romance in the wake of Petalnose's grief. Perhaps even a visit from Rainfur from StarClan, urging her to be happy and follow her heart, and not wait endlessly on a dead cat and let her heart grow cold and sad. Kind of like Silverstream. I don't know. I just love stuff like that. Number 7. Non-binary Leafstar. Speaking of SkyClan cats, Leafstar has always defied convention in everything she does, from naming traditions to daylight warriors. It's hardly a leap to think that she may have discarded gender definitions and expectations that did not suit her the same way she discarded clan traditions she saw no use for. For this reason, I like to headcanon Leafstar as non-binary. Number 6. Gay trans boy Soul. Last time I talked about Redtail being a male tortie and how it's far more likely that a male tortie warrior cat is transgender than a chimera or an XXY male, another famous calico boy is Soul. Soul is a fan-favorite villain who started in SkyClan and then migrated to the rest of the clans, destroying ShadowClan's faith in StarClan and trying to manipulate the power of 3 kids. Personally, I love to personify Soul as this beautiful trans boy twink who shows up in the clans absolutely flaunting his wiles to seduce Blackstar. Soul is a fun character, and I hope we get to see where he went after he left the clans the last time. Like, just someday. Even as a little bitty, like, thing. Just to see where did he go? Is he dead? I don't know. Number 5. He, him, lesbian, fallen leaves. Okay, last time I talked about he, him, lesbian, Cloudtail. But there was some confusion. So let me try to clarify again. A he, him, lesbian is in no way a man or a boy who identifies as a lesbian. A he, him, lesbian is a girl or woman-aligned non-binary person who uses the pronouns he, him. Pronouns are just words, and using words or symbols associated with masculinity has a long history in lesbian and especially butch lesbian culture. A lesbian going by he and him is just the same as if a girl wants to go by a traditionally boy's name or wear traditionally boys' clothes. They're traditionally boys' pronouns, but a girl can use them if they want. It's just a different way of expression, and we're fortunate that there are so many different ways to express ourselves in a world with so many different people with different experiences. Back on the topic of cats. Everyone loves Fallen Leaves, our favorite spooky ghost cat living in the tunnels beneath the lake clans, and Hollyleaf/Fallen Leaves is a hugely popular ship after her novella. Now, personally, I really like Jay Feather and Fallen Leaves, but we all know that Hollyleaf is a lesbian, so it just makes sense that Fallen Leaves is too. Perhaps after so much time in the tunnels, he's had time to really think about his choice of personal expression and identity. In any case, Fallen Leaves is everyone's favorite spooky ghost butch lesbian. Number 4. Lesbian Ivypool. Good lord, just look at her. Did anyone read these books and not read her as a lesbian? I don't believe that's even possible. Now, I'm very, very uncomfortable with Fernsong/Ivypool because of their huge age difference and the fact that there's like an entire prophecy about them being related. But Fernsong is definitely a trans girl, and I guess since it's... But Fernsong is definitely a trans girl, so at least they got that one right. But, boy, don't like that. But I guess we just have to deal with it. In any case, Ivypool, definitely a lesbian, perhaps the most iconic lesbian of the series. Number 3, trans boy Twig Branch. Twig Branch has always had an aversion to the idea of having kids, especially in the most recent book. Something about Twig Branch's visceral physical discomfort with it, just thinking about it feels so familiar to me as a person who also finds the idea of having children very dysphoric and uncomfortable. It's not difficult for me at all to imagine Twig Branch as a trans boy. Number 2, bisexual Firestar. Firestar loves Sandstorm. Firestar definitely loves Greystripe. Firestar is bi as hell. Shoutouts specifically to Kate Carey's Greyfire Christmas fanfiction that she wrote under her real name. Love it! Firestar is the series protagonist spycon we all needed. Number 1, trans girl Red Thistle. I bet this one surprised you. If you're scratching your head trying to remember who Red Thistle is, allow me to tell you a story. So I'm dear friends with Pumpkin Claws, aka Angel Hawk, and a while back they were working on a Shadow Clan Medicine Cat charity map that would show each Shadow Clan Medicine Cat in order. I did my favorite, Red Scar. However, many of the choices were characters we know virtually nothing about, other than a name, and one of those characters is Red Thistle, Sage Whisker's mentor. Pumpkin Claws took that part so no one else would have to. Bless their heart, and decided to give her a girlfriend. And just show her picking some herbs or something. They asked our group chat for ideas of who the girlfriend could be, and we set out to hunting through allegiance lists for ideas. It was then I found her. Silverflame. Yellowfang's grandmother. She would most likely have been around the same age as Red Thistle based on the timeline, and what a cool twist would it be if Yellowfang herself was a direct descendant of a secret warrior medicine cat forbidden relationship. It's a powerful narrative irony I really dig, so for that reason I headcanon Red Thistle as a trans girl, and her and Silverflame as the parents of Brightflower, Yellowfang's mother. Medicine cattery is just in her blood. So that was 10 more excellent LGBT headcanons for you to munch on. I hope you enjoyed this video, and maybe I'll do another sequel someday. My LGBT headcanons are endless after all. That's all for now, though. See you next time. Naders out.